My name is Martina Halleck. I'm a forecaster with Avalanche Canada, here with a conditions update for the weekend of January 3rd and 4th. A primary area of concern for us is up in the Yukon. Over 65 centimeters of snow piled up in the last week after a long dry spell. And that storm snow is sitting on a very weak, faceted layer. This has caused some very large, recent avalanches in the region. Conditions are expected to remain at considerable danger in through the weekend. The likelihood of natural avalanches will decrease, but the potential for very large human-triggered avalanches and remote triggering remains. We advise people to stick to simple or non-avalanche terrain and to avoid overhead hazard as they travel. Conditions should slowly improve, but we expect the danger to generally remain elevated with these tricky conditions. Another area of significant concern is for the North Rockies. More stormy weather is forecast for the North Rockies and Northern Caribous. Additionally, a persistent weak layer suspected to be the cause of a recent very large human-triggered avalanche continues to affect the region. As a result, the avalanche hazard is expected to remain elevated at considerable at upper elevations. We recommend a conservative approach. Continuously assess conditions as you travel, and if there is any uncertainty, stick to simple terrain and avoid overhead hazard, especially at higher elevations. Conditions may slowly improve through the weekend as new snow instabilities begin to bond. However, this will depend on the amount of continued precipitation and the reactivity of the persistent weak layer. In the south, a storm is hitting the coast on Friday night into Saturday and tracking across the province. We expect to see dangerous avalanche conditions return to the south coast area and expect to see the hazard rise as the precipitation accumulates across most southern regions in Western Canada. The main problems we foresee developing will be storm and wind slabs building. It's good to keep in mind that as storm slab problems worsen, the easy choice is to fall back to more conservative terrain. In the central and southern Rockies, as well as the eastern Purcells, the stormy conditions will also be adding stress to persistent weak layers deep in the snowpack. These areas may require additional caution and conservative terrain selection due to the persistent layers. In conclusion, we at Avalanche Canada wish you a great first weekend of the new year. We hope you find some great powder and safe conditions to play wherever you are recreating. Remember to check avalanche.ca for the most up-to-date conditions before you head out.